Okay, this is June 29th, 2020, and this reading is going to delve into the truth about the longevity and health and success of the GOP going forward. And of course, we'll show the past as well, but moving forward, and especially after the 2020 election. Okay, so my first card is going to be tuned into the GOP and the forces that are in motion. So this would most likely be based in what they've done in the past. Yeah, they're holding on. Okay, and their challenges. All right. What they do have control over is going to be down here in the third card. Over here in the fourth card is going to be what they've done in the past. Okay. What is looming over them and what they have no control over is up here. And I'll get these all in line in just a moment. Okay, their near future. And I'm going to tie it in like I did with Trump's re-election bid to go for, not just from now to 6 weeks, but I'm going to tie it in to the end of the election. So, I can drop it out to the whole 6 months, the end of the year. All right, that's interesting. Okay, and what they're attracting is going to be over here. Oh, yikes. And how others are influencing the situation. Their distant future. And the outcome of the grand old party after the 2020 election. All right. That's really interesting. I may have to do some clarifiers on that, but let me see what comes through. Okay, so our situation here, the forces that are in motion is the Four of Pentacles right here. So they're holding on for dear life. They're holding on to their literal physical, health. They're hoarding. They are, under the reign of Mitch McConnell, they've held up, I think it's 400 or might be over 400, somewhere around 400 bills. I think it's over 400 bills that have passed through Congress, and he's just held it. He's held on to it. And meanwhile, they've been stacking the courts with Republican judges who are in lifetime positions, and some of them not in any way, shape or form capable of even judging anything. It's not a good way to create justice. So that's the forces in motion, and when we're in a tight, just to know, if we're looking at life through spiritual law, if we're in a tight holding on of something, if the forces of love and life are not flowing through, what happens is you create an obstacle. The obstacle is within always. So within the entire party, they've been holding on to their position to control for so long that something is going to break at some point, because that's the way spiritual law works, and universal natural spiritual laws reign over man-made law every moment of our existence. Okay, so it's challenges, like all the cross currents that are going on. Of course, this is just, their legacy. They've been reigning for, long time, couple hundred years. And of course the Republican Party, it used to be way back when, it used to be like the party that was more democratic, and the Democratic Party used to have integrity issues. And I'm not going to say that the Democratic Party is pure and clean. I'm never going to say that, because the the propensity for darkness to come through people in positions of power is one of the biggest temptations I think mankind will ever witness and endure. But this card tells me that what's in motion is, of course, they're just trying to hang on to their legacy. They're trying to hang on to, moving forward, keeping control over everything. And because it's in the challenged position, they are feeling very, very challenged. So don't forget about that. We could probably do something like this to help you remember that that's the challenge. Okay, so that's, of course, the Ten of Pentacles. Now, in the past, what they've done in the past, we have the Seven of Wands. And, of course, with this... Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Let's go down here first. What they do have control over, the third card, is their judgment and their rebirth and their renewal. They can turn it around anytime they want. They can pull the skeletons out of the closet, air them out, and you say we've made mistakes, and we want to turn things around, and we want to be forgiven, and we want to be the party that also works for the people. But I don't think they're going to do that. I don't think they're going to do that. So, but they do have control. What this is telling me, again, these three cards together, these three cards together are telling me so much about these two are adding to this judgment card, revealing that they're stacking the courts. They're the darkness that they have allowed to to perpetuate within their party is unbelievable. If you go back and do some research and you just watch what they've done, what they did the whole 8 years that Obama was in power, and how they did not let any judges there's one seat that I think Gorsuch has now that was not allowed. Obama was not allowed to. The Democratic Party was not allowed to place to fill that seat is the words I'm looking for. So to fill that seat was not allowed, and they waited until they had their power. The GOP waited till they had their power, and then they put Gorsuch in there, and he's pretty much voting the way they want. So, anybody can research that and look that up. So anyways, so the judgment is just the judicial, I'm going to say this is just the judicial system, the branch that they have, the Senate controlled, GOP Senate controlled branch, and they are using that to their fullest power. That's what they're doing. And what's in the past is they're trying to defend that position, take a stance. This is the take a stand card. You've won some victory. If you have the Six of Wands before that, it's the victory card, and then this comes after saying now you have to fight for that position, right? So here we are as America, supposed to be a republic of we the people. And we're having to fight for it again. But of course things need to be cleaned up and cleared out with the whole, the slavery, the fact that we were built on a nation of slavery, and that's not right, and that has to be healed and cleared at some point in our evolution. So what is looming over them and what they have no control over is the Five of Wands, and this is the competition, the competitive forces that will bring in more thought, more fight, more struggle. I mean, they're struggling. They don't have any control over that because it's looking like, since the blue wave in 2018, that it definitely may, carry through. And 2020, they may, well, they're definitely fighting anyway. Whether or not they're going to go down with Trump is yet to be seen, right? I mean, because that's one of the hardest things with tarot or trying to make any type of prediction is just to remember that we all have free will. that is inherent within your birthright. It's your birthright here on earth to have free will over your life. And so it's really hard to see what people may, because people can change their mind. You can watch people struggle with their decisions, people in positions of power, and they're struggling with a decision, and then they do make a good decision. Like Mitt Romney standing up for justice, and a couple others, and then you can see the other ones falter. Like Susan Collins and some of these other people that just kind of teased you with making the right choice, and then they didn't. So that's I think this is just the struggle that's showing, and they have no control over that, because we the people want justice and fairness and equality for all. That's what America's supposed to be all about anyway. So in their near future, they are looking to just get, stay in control over it with the Queen of Pentacles. In the negative sense, it would be holding on again back to as we have the Four of Pentacles here and the Ten of Pentacles here. Notice this, and then Knight of Pentacles is again, it's all about money. Do we have one card here that has anything to do with emotional empathy or feelings? No, we do not. It's all wands and swords and pentacles. Wow. And in our two major arcana here, which are actually three, but this is a very mercurial, the magician is ruled by Mercury. So all of these, it's mental and it's controlling energy is what I'm seeing. And then the fight to control, to control the money. So that's what this is about. So between now and the end of the election, they're going to do their darndest to, to stay in power. And lies and misinformation, that's part of their MO. They don't care about the truth. You could see that in Trump's impeachment so-called trial. He never had a trial. Jeez. The dude could have appeared himself if he wanted, but no, he banned, I don't know how many subpoenas? Was it 52 subpoenas? I can't remember, but anyway, there was complete corruption, obfuscation, and injustice, and it was perpetrated by Mitch McConnell. And I think it was 52 senators maybe that voted to hide it. Oh goodness, I have to look that up again. So anyway, he hired 17 attorneys to protect him. Trump hired 17 attorneys to protect him, and they did their best to, make a sham out of the impeachment inquiry. And here we are, thanks to Mitch McConnell and all the people that aligned with him. That's where we are. So there was no justice. So moving forward in what the GOP is attracting, this is in the worst sense of the term, it can be like a hired, assassins, like hired mercenaries. But I'm not going to read that in this situation. The way I see it, the way I see the Knight of Pentacles, as far as what they're attracting, is that they have people who will donate money, and they are just going to keep plodding forward, focused on the money. It's always about the money and the control, but their control is geared towards holding on to their money. So that's what they're attracting. Now, does that bring you true abundance? No, never. Okay, so how others are influencing the situation? Now, this is really interesting because this shows silence. This shows that people are looking within. This may be people who have been lifelong Republicans, such as Steve Schmidt and Rick. Was Rick Wilson? Oh, I shouldn't say that because I'm not sure if he was a lifelong Republican before, but he's definitely against Trump now. Very vocal about it as well, and this would also indicate other people who have moved away from him, and they're looking inwards, and you're thinking, well, do I even vote this election? What do I do? Like, imagine if you did give Trump a try, and you wanted change, and you wanted, just imagine if you were a Republican that always votes Republican, because some people do, and they never, go back. So, or they always, just do that, and they never go forward into anything new. They default, to what they've always done in the past, just because that's how my dad voted, and that's how my husband voted, or whatever. And they don't think for themselves. If that's the case, at some point you have to go within. At some point you have to go within and get your own guidance, and be your own authority, and be in your own integrity. And that's what the hermit is all about. So, how others are influencing the GOP is that they are doing that, and I love seeing that. No matter how this goes down, I love seeing that people are coming more into alignment with their own inner authority. So, and making your decisions based on what you feel is right about life and how other people should be treated. That's a wonderful card to have in that position. Now, in the distant future, this is that other, warring card I was talking about in my previous reading about Trump and Putin, and the whole hired assassins based on or hired assassins in Afghanistan that Putin paid for. Jeez, imagine that, and Trump doing nothing about it. So this, with the GOP in the distant future, they are going to be embattled. This is known as the defeat card. Okay, so it's like the main message with this card. Now, on a spiritual level, I read it completely differently, but I'm not going there with the GOP right now, because that's not where they're operating from. So the pattern in the past has been to win at any cost, and that is the message of this card. In the distant future, they are going to do whatever they want to win at any cost and hold on to, their money, their resources, their super PACs, the Citizens United, everything that funds them, even the NRA, who knows where. And for all I know, there's Russian money in the GOP already, because there certainly is a lot of evidence to support that claim. So it's another little research project you can do if you like. So anyway, that being the distant future and the outcome, I get the feeling this might be that they are going to try to reinvent themselves. So I'm not. Let me try a clarifier here for the Magician, but I get the feeling they're going to have to reinvent themselves. Now, if this were, if I read a reverse position, or it's an inverted, energy and consciousness, it's about lying and doing anything to keep the farce going. But as far as success is what I really want to know. Success or lack of success is what I want to know about the GOP after our 2020 election. Okay. Just the truth, not my bias. Only the truth. Well, there's still some support there. There's some support. Maybe there'll be some more emotional intelligence that comes through. Maybe they're going to be walking away before. You know what? Maybe this has to do with them reinventing themselves and not supporting Trump anymore. Because if I did, do reversals, and if this came up reversed, this would indicate a lack of support. Oops, I'm sorry. Get this in frame here. This card would indicate a lack of support. Here, let's just do this. This would indicate a lack of support for Trump, and then them walking away, because he literally is taking them down. And if they would have turned things around, they could be in such a better position. Just imagine if they would have done the right thing. Imagine Mitch McConnell wasn't in charge, or Mitch McConnell had a spine that was aligned with truth and integrity in any way, shape, or form. Imagine that. If that had happened, the impeachment, Trump would have been not only impeached, but he would have been removed. And somebody else would be in place, and I'm not sure who that would be, because I'm not that politically savvy to know those things. But something else would be in play, and they wouldn't have been going down with him. But now the outcome is looking to me like there could be a lack of support, and they do walk away from Trump, maybe even before the election. But and their absolute outcome. Well, it looks like there's a possible new beginning. Now that's a new beginning or a painful ending. We're just gonna have to wait and see how this plays out. It could be that they stop supporting him and walk away from him, or they still support him and they have to walk away as the losers. That's possible, that they walk away as losers, after 2020, and then there's a new opportunity, but it comes with a very, very painful ending. I think that's the way I'm going to read it. I can't see any way to put this into a good, I can't try to make this into anything positive for them. Not with these two cards here. Even if this one were reversed, I mean, it's the painful ending card. It's like after the dark night of the soul, and you either give up and surrender to the pain and then you move forward, or you stay and suffer. Yeah. Okay. So that's it. All right. Thanks. You guys welcome your comments and questions. Okay. Take good care. Bye.